Oh my gosh. Wow. I think we might be live, friends and neighbors. Holy cow. All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. I am hoping that we are live. I see the little live button up there, so I'm going to guess that we are. Happy Thursday. So as you can see, it is like a throwback Thursday here on At Home with Tanya and Jolene. We wanted to go like 80s, 90s style. So we're all having fun with big hair and pink lipstick and big earrings, and what a better way to kind of launch into our topic today, which is we have the very talented Mary Jewett with us. She is the owner of Brand Social Marketing, which is an online branding and marketing company. She consults small businesses and the like. She also is co-owner of Casey's Automotive. And the other role, which I want to totally dive into, which is she's a mommy of 4, and from ages of 2 to 10, which is like got to be so much right now. So thank you so much, Mary, for joining us today. We're really happy to have you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is great.
Yeah. So how are you surviving?
We're surviving over here. It's a little crazy. Like you said, we have 4 kids. They're all home, and 2 of them are school age. So of course they've got the homeschooling going on and trying to keep up with that. And then I've got a toddler and a preschooler running around, just completely destroying the house.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
are you
crazy?
Are any of them doing any kind of virtual learning?
Yeah, my oldest are doing some virtual learning. Yeah, they are doing not a ton, but some, and they've kind of simplified it. Each week it gets a little bit better, a little bit easier for us parents, because I think they're realizing that we don't have the time to go through the links and teach the things, and we really need it to be automated, because a lot of us running businesses from home, or trying to get work done, and or managing small children, and so it's a lot.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. It's tough. We're all trying to have conference calls, and, I'm sure my 6-year-old's going to come running back here at some point, just because she hears me. So it is tough. And I think you're right. Expectations are starting to be set a little bit more in reality now.
Yeah.
Good morning, Jolene. I didn't mean to not say hello to you.
Oh, no. I was trying to mute to go off and on, so it doesn't mess up the. So if you guys start to hear echoing, let me know.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yes. Hello.
How are you surviving?
I'm good. There's something that just popped in my head. I was going to say to what you guys were talking about, and it just totally left. So once we start talking, I'm sure I'll remember. But yeah, I think we're. This is what I was going to say is, you're talking about your little one running in. I think the thing is, now when you have calls like this, Zoom calls, things, it's not unprofessional for a kid to run across where, a month ago, what the heck, what are you doing? Where's your child in the picture? So
yes.
That also could go to the social media that we're going to be talking about, is it doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
It's going to be hard to be perfect in this world right now, because you may be recording a video and a child's yelling, in the other room.
Dog barking.
It's just how it is right now.
I think that's one of the big things that's going to come out of this, hopefully, is just this lowering this level of perfection that we're all trying to, live up to in all different aspects. And now hopefully we can see that we can be a little bit more relaxed, and, kids running around are okay, and we all have families, and it's kind of, I feel like getting to, relax things a little bit, for work and social media, all of it. So
yes,
I agree. Yeah.
Well, you know what? And to Jolene's point, that's truly what this is for us, is this is at home. This is the reality of us being here, which is I have pajama bottoms on right now. I mean, from the waist up, I'm good, but right. I mean, this tire. Yeah. That's totally what this is. All right. So Mary, let's launch into it. So if you don't mind, give us a little bit of background about how you started your business, and kind of what your focus is, and how you work with small businesses, and all that kind of goodness.
Yeah. So my husband and I bought Casey's Automotive 5 years ago. He bought it rather. And so I joined him, and we started doing marketing and trying to just completely rebrand the business, and refreshen it and change it up, and really make it true to what we wanted our brand to be, which was about community and about family and about convenience. And we really just tried to get that brand out there in any way we could. And over the last 5 years, we've tried a lot of different things. And we found that social media, online, Google, I mean, that is really where the bulk of our new customers and where we could really shine our brand, was. So we hired a lot of different companies. We tried a lot of different things and ultimately learned a lot. And I began to really love that aspect of social media and getting to really show who we were. And it really resonated with a lot of our customers. And we were doing things a little bit differently to just kind of show everybody who our employees were, who our family was. And we just spent a lot of time in the community, helping customers and helping schools around us and nonprofits. And so I really gained a lot of knowledge on social media doing that. And I felt like I really wanted to help other small business owners understand the whole scary side of marketing, which is, doing social media and online marketing coaching. And many people kind of shy away from it. They don't really see how it's going to help their business. It's not a direct, lead every time somebody sees you on social media. So it's a little harder to grasp how it's going to help your business. But it is going to help your business because it's going to humanize it and it's going to make people really understand more about you. People don't get to see all the background of things, but on social media they do. And so I really wanted to help business and solo entrepreneurs to figure that out. And so whether it's through coaching, I do complete rebrands with them. We get their look freshened up. We get their image, who they are. We really get that out there. And then I can help coach them, or some clients I actually, manage their social media.
Wow. So what are some of the things that you're doing right now in terms of working with your clients and how they are being on social media, especially, post-COVID?
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing with businesses right now is that you do have to keep being out there. You can't stop. Even if your business is shut down for now, whatever the situation is, you can't stop putting your name out there and your brand out there because people want to see it. They want to keep seeing you out there, and they're on social media right now. You just have to kind of change up what the things you're saying, depending on your business, and depending on who you are. People are not really looking for all the advertisements right now. They're not looking, not that they normally are anyways, but they're not as interested on what you have to sell, or maybe, some of the more industry things. They're a little bit more interested in how you can help them, how you can help others, kind of really truly what's happening, like what you guys are doing right now, really showing your real life and who you are. It's a great time to do that. It's a great time. We at our automotive shop, we've shared stuff that our employees are doing at their house right now, the projects they're undertaking, and asking our customers to share those. Just thinking about different ways to engage your audience right now. Not that they're a little bit outside of the box and different than usual.
Yeah, I know that's one of the things. Jolene and I have had lots of conversations about this, is how we have to pivot. In terms of what we're saying. And you really do have to be mindful of, what's going on out in the world around us in terms of, and what we put out there. And in some ways, like for me, like I'm a pretty open book. I'm almost too honest to the day is long. And this time actually helps me be on social media because I can be authentic. I don't feel like I have to make decisions about, I do, but I'm not having to constantly be like, oh, what do I post and how do I post? And because I'm just trying to be me. And I think that really is the tone that I think it sounds like you're really recommending for folks.
Absolutely. Yeah. People really want to see who you are or who your business is. They want to see what you're doing. So if maybe you're not doing a ton, I know a lot of businesses have slowed down a lot, but show them what you're doing instead of that. Are you taking on projects? Are you, getting out there in the community and trying to support different ways, support healthcare workers, or whatever the different things you're doing? That's the kind of stuff that you can be posting. And no, it's not going to lead to the direct sale. And I think that's what businesses have to kind of change their mindset right now, that it's not all about that at the moment. Unfortunately, it's really got to be about making the connection for the future growth, when we get all that. Not to say you can't do, sales or focus on that right now, but it's not the main focus. It should really be focused about building the community around you.
And I think what we were talking about a little earlier too, is, kind of like thinking about what your business does, and like you said, how you can help people, but also how you could potentially solve an issue that they may be having, in this time frame, right? Like we were talking about, painter, like if obviously we're stuck in our house, so we're looking all around our house to see, like our deck, we were like, oh, we want to, again, the deck's outside. It needs to be redone. We can do that now. So thinking about like kind of maybe changing the way you marketed before.
Yep.
Thinking about what people are probably thinking right now, and how to kind of address that.
Yeah, you got to put yourself in their mindset. You're right, and say, what are they looking at? What are they seeing? What do they need help with? That's a great point. Is to show them, those issues that they might be seeing and how you can help them solve those right now. And I've seen a lot of businesses change, so like you said, painter, maybe most of their work that they like to do, or maybe their money makers on the inside of homes, but you can't do that right now, right? So you have to focus on what you can do on the exterior and the deck and the railings and all the things that are outside their home that you can help them with. Those are the kind of things that you can tell them about right now. The other thing I really always recommend too is to give people a little bit of free advice. So they are looking around at their paint and their thing. Yeah. They can do their touch up. They're still going to call you when this is all done to do the big job, but just give them a little bit of something to help them during this time. It's going to go a long way, later. But to what you were saying, Jolene, I think businesses right now that are, like you said, pivoting, changing their mindset, no longer waiting for this time to be over, but rather changing the way that they're doing things to work right now. And imagine that it's not going to change. Imagine it's going to be like this for how long do we know? I hope not. But, that's kind of what you have to do, just change your mindset, to change your business, think outside the box, do something different. I've seen businesses who literally could do nothing and now have done something completely different, but it's just, So I think it's great. Businesses that do that during this time, they're going to go a long way when this is all over.
Right, because obviously when you have your own business, you're an entrepreneur, right? And so you came up with an idea to start the business. So now it's kind of like using, what you did, to start it, now to think about how you could adjust and kind of revamp it a little bit. And I think we were talking about this earlier too, is these changes you make may stay long term.
Yeah.
They may end up being an additional revenue source and a different way to doing your business that could end up being, because like I was talking with someone the other day, it's like, working remotely may become even more popular than it was already after.
Sure.
A lot of people are being successful working at home. So it may be like, I did it. I can still do it. Right. And so it's the same thing with small businesses, things that you may not have done because, of our world, you could adjust and now be like, you know what? Why not continue it?
I think that's going to happen. And we do the concierge now for cases where we pick up the car, drop it off. We're doing the full disinfectant, but like people love the pick up and drop off. So, it's like that's probably going to be a new part of what we can offer. And so that's a good thing. And I know like Divine Wine Tours, I loved that they do the date night baskets now. We got one of those, and I like to have that anyways, anytime, date night baskets. Right. I just feel like now you're maybe developing new ways to do business. It's great.
Exactly.
I am doing a virtual wine tasting today at 4. Like they delivered the wine. They delivered all the wines yesterday. And I was like, so this is like, I don't know for you guys, but I realized like today is like the 1 month marker for being at home, like for me and my kids and stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to throw a party, right? We're going to do Throwback Thursday. I'm doing virtual wine tasting at 4. And by like 8, I'm in bed. Like I am going to be in bed by 8.
After you do our push-ups.
That's right. That's right. No, I haven't done my push-ups yet. Oh my God.
Before the wine, do the push-ups.
Yes.
Tanya and I have a push-up challenge that we do. So we have to do push-ups what the day of the year it is. So like yesterday, I think was 106th day of the year.
Yeah.
So we have to do 106 push-ups. So today is 107. And my kids make fun of me because I'm doing girl push-ups.
So am I.
You know what? They're still hard, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah. They're actually harder because it's like, you've got to like, if you feel like you have to put so much more into it when you're doing it in that position, because it's like, you're like, I'm going to get if you can't do it like full plank body or whatever, you're like, like my stomach's all tucked in and my glutes are all tucked in. I mean, like it's crazy town. It hurts.
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. All right. So, Mary, one of the things that I find like personally for myself is that I need a little bit of therapy when it comes to being on social media. Like I find like it's a big bad world out there. It can be judgy and it can be mean and it cannot respond, which is like, oh my gosh, that's like, oh, I'm never going to do that again. Like, how am I going to put myself out there? So how do you help folks and entrepreneurs and small businesses like break through that mold and stay on the like right path to use it as part of their business.
Yeah, those things happen. When nobody likes your post or responds to your, question, it hurts. Like it still hurts me. And I always tell people not to let it hurt, but it still hurts, so, but once you can get past the mindset that there are going to be posts that are going to fail a little bit. And it doesn't always have to do necessarily with the content. Sometimes it has to do with how it's being positioned, what time of day you posted it. I mean, all kinds of things.
Sure.
That's why right now is a really good time to try all different kinds of content, because there's so many people that are on throughout the day at all different times that you can really start to look at the insights and see what kind of content people like. But yeah, I think you really have to stop overthinking everything you put out there, especially on stories like Instagram stories and Facebook stories, which is huge for solo entrepreneurs, is to kind of put yourself out there. But you really have to get past overthinking what it is you're going to say or do, and just do it, and just do it, and yes, you might get a little bit or maybe some people won't always respond, and maybe then the next time they will respond. I always say, ask the questions and keep asking them. Even if nobody responds, somebody will respond. Some question you ask will hit home, and you'll get a ton of engagement, and you'll be like, okay, I got this. So you have to just keep trying new things, and you have to just keep consistent. Don't let a post that fails, or maybe somebody that didn't like something you did, take you back. You have to just, even for me, I was not, before starting this, I did social media for Casey's, but for myself, I didn't want to do videos of myself and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I want to help small businesses, so I'm going to have to get out of my own mindset to show them that this can be done. And since I've done that over the last couple of months, now I just get onto a video and I'm like, I don't even care. It's like, people love it. They respond to that because it's real. They're like, oh, wow, there's a mess. So her kids scream in the background or whatever. It's like, that's my world. I can relate to her. So just keep in mind, whatever you say, even if you think it's an unpopular opinion, those might be the things that actually get the most, engagement, or that people really want to see because it resonates with them,
Right. Right. It's hard to overcome that. There's a couple times that I was like, I put pictures of me without makeup. For the longest time, I wouldn't even drop my kids off at school without having makeup on, because the first couple times that I did it, they were like, who are you? I don't know you. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have makeup on, so nobody recognizes me. Yeah. But maybe it's age. I don't know. But now I'm like,
flawlessly, Tanya, your makeup is always so great. I'm like, they're all jealous. So they're like, oh, good to see it today.
Look, she has freckles. But it is hard. And this week alone, Jolene and I we've had two blunders on Facebook, right? That are not this week. Well, between our last two episodes, we couldn't get them on Facebook. I think we found a platform that works. And I had another blunder this week, and I was like, and that day I was like, I never really want to do this again. I don't like this. Mm-hmm. And that's just, I was like, just break through the head trash, get over the hurdle, whatever, do my affirmations, do something, right? Meditate, do something and get over it.
Yep. Yep. You just have to keep consistent and keep going and keep trying things, and whatever you do, don't stop, because when on social media, when you stop posting, you stop getting yourself out there, especially with the way that the algorithms work and stuff. You'll lose all that traction that you worked so hard for. So just put, today I posted a quote that I kind of liked, and I put out there because I didn't really have a lot to say today, or I was kind of busy, whatever. It doesn't always have to be something really crazy and really
mind blowing.
Yeah, you don't have to blow minds, and it's already gotten a ton of shares and likes, and people. It's just one simple quote, but people needed it today. Whatever it was, they needed it today, and so I try to always think, don't overthink it. Just share something. It could really be something that someone loves and needed to hear. So
I think what you just mentioned here is consistency. And I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier before we got on. Is knowing that you have to stay consistent with it, and that it may not result in something immediate, that it's going to take time, right? Yeah. So that you have to keep staying consistent and know that over time it's going to build, and eventually, but I think in life in general, a lot of I know I am very impatient. So when things don't happen like that, I'm like, oh, I want to get, do I want to keep doing this?
Yeah.
When you say that's pretty important with social media.
Absolutely. You have to stay long-term consistent. Think of it like working out or eating healthy or any of those other things you do in your life that are not going to get immediate results. social media is kind of similar. What you're building is first of all, you can build, website clicks, which builds then your Google presence. So keep that in mind. So even if you're not having someone call you directly off of social media, if you're getting them to their website, even to like read a blog or take a look at one of your services or see a video, every time you click that website, it's bringing you up on Google, which could be another place somebody could search for you and find you. So it's all kind of interconnected. So it's another way to link them to where you ultimately want them to go, which is the website to contact you, right? So, and then the other thing is if you're optimizing your bios and your profiles so that you're showing people exactly something you can help them with now and how to do it, click here, for this free, Jolene, look at your finances or whatever for your home, just something that you can offer them. You can get more people to click and maybe they're not direct, but you can do various things to get a little bit more from social media. But keeping in mind, ultimately, it is a long-term relationship building type of thing, much like your networking groups that you do and all the things you work on in your marketing. Social media is no different. It takes time. You're building relationships, especially with real estate, right? Because people don't necessarily follow you right that second just because they want to go buy a house. They're following you because, I like Tanya. I want to see what she's got going on. And then, 6 months, 5 years down the road, whatever it is, you've been on their feed every single day. So who are they going to call? They're going to hopefully call you because you're the person. They're like, oh, I really love her. She's so fun. She's got her 80s stuff on 80s. They're remembering all this fun stuff and all this stuff, that you shared with them about yourself. So they're going to hopefully call you when it's time. So just have to keep that in mind that that's really what the focus is.
Well, someone had used some kind of an analogy. It's like you have to go in being prepared to do it for free.
Yep.
An extended period of time. Like basically what you were saying earlier, share advice, share information, look at solving their a solution to whatever problem that your client may be having and knowing it may be doing something you're doing for free, but eventually once you stay consistent, it's going to come to free. It's kind of like what I'm doing right now is you plant seeds to pick the fruit later, meaning like I'm staying in front of my clients. It may not be the right time now, but eventually it will be. And as long as you're staying in front of them, you're going to be hopefully top of mind. It is time.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And Mary, would you say it's kind of a lower cost marketing strategy? Yeah. Right? I mean, right? It takes time. Do you have any, I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you have any recommendations for like resources to build content that are, lower cost or anything else that you would recommend to your clients in terms of trying to find content? I know that's one of the things that I actually struggle with sometimes too, is how do I make it look pretty and how do I, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I give a lot of this stuff out on my Instagram specifically too. So if you go to my Instagram brand social market, you'll see I give a lot of free tips and advice on all this. But I would say there's a couple different things. I try to rotate the content so you're not always doing the same thing. So pick you really want to do 3 to 4 posts a week. Right now you can do a little more, but pick 3 or 4 categories, maybe 5 that you can use, write them down. One of them should definitely be solving somebody's problem, solving your client's problem. Write the list of questions they might have. So for real estate, for example, I'm a first-time home buyer. What do I do? Where do I start? What is it? What if I want to buy a fixer-upper? What does that look like? Write down all those questions that somebody might be Googling or searching for, and then create your content to answer those questions. And so that's just in general life. And now in the timeline right now, again, think about the questions that they might be asking. Can I sell my house right now? What's going on with that? Like, can I do it? What if I can't pay my mortgage this month? Think about all those questions that people are Googling and then give them the answers to those in your post. Another content category is just try to do one light, fun, or motivating thing a week. So whether it's a quote or whether it's just a picture of you and saying hello, or maybe it's asking what place they want to travel to, or just something really light and fun and a little bit of engaging, something they might want to share on their page because it's inspiring, or maybe they want to respond to because you're asking them, what area in your house do you realize needs to be completely changed, or you've seen some of those people are saying, what do I need to have in my next hair kind of thing. So something fun and light like that. And then something personal too. Try to do something a little bit more personal to you or your employees every week or every other week, where you share a fun fact about yourself that they might not know, or about your background. Because remember, your followers don't always see the same things. It's okay to remind them every, a month or 2 months who you are, what you do, where you came from, and make it fun and light.
That's true.
Relatable, so if you have employees, try to get to share fun things about their hobbies and things, just something kind of personal. And then if you're a business, you can also do the behind the scenes stuff. So I love to do the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like, you know, for my landscape client they brought in this pizza oven to this outdoor kitchen they're making, and watching the crane, you know, get this thing on there. It was so cool. And we did like a speed through video of it, but it was so much engagement because it was really just fun to watch, you know? So you just think about anything like that. You can share an old picture with a client and their testimonial. You know, remember, it doesn't have to be.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Time, yeah. So you can go back and say, oh, throw them back to when I, you know, got to sell this client her dream home, and then share a picture from back then. Because remember, you're getting new followers all the time, so they haven't seen that stuff yet.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Because I do, like, sometimes when I'll come across a new account, I'll scroll through their rest of their old pages, and I'll realize they've used the same picture like multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you said, there's going to be new people coming in and they haven't seen that. So that's a good point. So you don't have to be generating new information all the time. You could be using.
Oh, that is such a good point.
There's going to be new people coming.
Yeah, you just use it in different ways. Absolutely. You can reuse pictures and content. Definitely. And then as far as making it pretty and look like your brand, I do like to try to, you know, to do that for my clients. So what you want to do is have your colors and your fonts, you know, and that's part of the online branding phase that I do. But if you have that, just get your colors together and your fonts, and then you can go on things like Canva is something that I use often, where you can just easily, you know, manipulate a photo.
Love Canva.
Text, your logo, whatever, just to kind of look like your brand. That also goes a long way, because people start to recognize you when they see you on the feed. They'll start to recognize that color, look, scheme. So
yeah,
awesome. Oh my gosh, such good stuff. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and like watch this again, because I can't take notes fast enough. You know, so because it's all such good nuggets. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Jolene, do you think it's time for our favorite things?
I know. I feel like we could keep talking. It's very.
We can talk. Yeah.
I know it's time to wrap it up. So Mary, we at the end of each one of these, we're kind of asking everyone 3 fun questions about binging, like some things that you, some of your favorite binges right now.
Yes.
What would you say is one of your favorite binge foods currently?
Oh, it's not good. It's not good.
I don't think any of them are good.
None of it's good.
It's like not the normal here. I'm not saying I don't eat junk food, but this is like extreme. Let's see. We've been doing, so I eat like red meat like 2 times a year. And right now my husband and I are on like a steak kick, and we're grilling steaks like once a week. And it's insane. And I'm like, it's way too much red meat, but I love it. And we're doing like hamburgers and steaks, and
oh my gosh, delicious
meat here.
I tell you, I don't know if there's something about being home, but I'm the same way. Like, I'm really craving a steak. Like, I want
like good food. Yeah, I think
yes. It's like comfort food.
Yes.
Yes. That's actually, I love that answer, because most of the time we're getting like, it's like Oreo cookies or candy or like some type of sweet. And I love that you went like the like hearty, like salt and not necessarily, but meat route. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So one of the other questions we ask is like, what is your favorite binge, like TV screen streaming thing, like TV show or a movie or even maybe a podcast or something that you're like, oh, I just need to get my fix of X?
I would say, let's see. Well, after Tiger King, because that went pretty quickly, I would say probably my husband and I watched Ozark, and we were like, it's amazing. And then Little Fires Everywhere, which is on Hulu. I just finished the book, and I didn't realize it was a series. So I'm like, every time my kids, you know, as soon as I put it to bed, I'm like, put on Little Fires Everywhere. It's got Reese Witherspoon, you know, so it reminds
love Reese.
Me of Lies a little bit, but it's really good. So.
From Scandal. Yeah.
Little Fires Everywhere. Jillian, have you watched that one?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't watched one of those, so I might have to.
Oh, Ozark is good too. Yeah.
Ozark is so good.
Yeah. The Tiger King I've heard about, but I looked into it and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, let me tell you, I thought the same thing, but you kind of can't look away. It's really crazy.
It's like a train wreck, right?
It is. And it's like, oh my God, I gotta see what's happening.
All right. What about a binge like hobby that you're having right now? Something that you're, doing, might be watching TV, but
I don't do a lot of much other than working and trying to keep my kids alive. But I would say probably I don't know. We're doing a lot of stuff outside, I think, just because of trying to get out of the house. So we're doing a lot of walks. Like, I don't think I've done so many walks.
Yes.
Behind ourselves, so we're spending time with walking in the woods. So I'd say like just being active, which is completely contradictory to the amount of food I'm eating, but doesn't really they're just trying to stay active because otherwise you're sitting, you're sitting working, you're sitting, you're sitting playing with the kids, I'm sitting watching TV, whatever it is. So I think just, I haven't picked up any hobbies. So I feel like I haven't really had time to do a lot.
Peloton too, right? That's the Peloton, right?
Oh yeah, love my Peloton. Yeah. So I'd say just getting activity on like that.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, I think it's, we all need that. I'm with you. My dog hasn't been walked so much before in his life. I mean, like he's going to be like, when this is all said and done and we're not in the house anymore, he is going to have the serious bouts of depression.
Yeah.
It's going to be real for him.
That's what we're doing. We're getting a dog, which I've like non-dog person for years, and I have given in, and I talked to somebody like that is so many people right now are doing that. Like it's the COVID thing is to get a dog.
The COVID thing is to get a dog. Oh, that's so much fun. That's fun. Oh my gosh.
In 2 weeks, I'll be able to show you. I'll put them up on here.
Blake's going to love that.
Yeah. Yes, she will. And my older one too. They're all very good. Yes.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Mary, so much. This was such good stuff, and so timely. I think, just trying to figure out our tone and figure out, how we want to be. And I love how you were really focusing on, this is a part of where you need to build your community. And here's social media is a fantastic resource in order to do that. I think that is so spot on right now. My bangs are falling. Sorry. But I really appreciate your time, and I loved hearing about your bench thing stuff too, because that's kind of my favorite part of this as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Tanya, let's share again how they can find Mary. So it's your Instagram is Brand Social Marketing, right?
Yeah, Brand Social Market on Instagram and Facebook Brand Social Marketing. Yep.
Okay. All right. So check that out. And my team and I are using Mary, so we're getting ready to. So we've been talking and all of that. So,
yeah.
So check her out, and thank you so much for coming on, Mary. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. I was like, how do you